Hey guys, this is MrNoDStudios and welcome back. Today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about starting up a YouTube channel and starting your video enterprise right here on YouTube. Now the reason I want to talk about this is because a lot of people I think have misconceptions about starting a YouTube channel. They don't have the right mindset to start a YouTube channel. A lot of people think that YouTube is a really quick and easy way to make money, and that is just not true. That is not true whatsoever. For 99% of the people who start YouTube channels, they don't see growth for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. So I really just wanted to make this video to go ahead and clear that up. And I also want to go ahead and help you guys out. I want to help you grow your channel because YouTube and this channel right here, MrNoDStudios, NoDStudios, whatever you want to call it, our channel here, our community, and just YouTube in general, it's all one big thing. We should be helping each other out. We should be trying to collaborate when we can and help each other out, you know, help each other grow, because in the long run, that's going to help everybody. So the first thing I want to talk about is age. This is a very, very, very subjective topic. You can start a YouTube channel when you're 12. You can start a YouTube channel when you're 14, 18, 60. You can start it when you're freaking 1,000 years old. It really doesn't matter. But you need to be able to answer these two questions that I'm about to ask you. The first one being, can you take hate and can you take criticism? And then also, can you differentiate hate and criticism? Now, the reason I'm saying this is because you're going to get a lot of hate on YouTube, especially in the beginning. You are definitely going to face hate, and that's sort of just the nature of the game. That's sort of how YouTube works. That's how the internet works, and you're going to have to deal with it one way or another if you do start a YouTube channel. Hate is there. It's always going to be there, and it will never go away, which is very unfortunate. And then the other question that I just asked you guys is, can you differentiate hate and criticism? Now, the reason I'm asking you guys that question is because what I see a lot here on YouTube, just from personal experience, is that hate and criticism are really intertwined a lot of times. So you may have really bad videos, or something in your video might be really bad, and someone might come along and be like, hey, why the fuck did you just put that in your video? It's so fucking terrible, and oh my god, that audio quality, it's 144p, just kill yourself, oh my god. Right, so that might happen, and as a YouTuber, as a content creator, you're gonna have to realize that and know that it's always gonna be there. Hate is always gonna be there, which is very unfortunate. But yeah, so hate and criticism are very, very intertwined, I find. So if someone is saying something that may seem negative to your channel, you need to go ahead and take a look at that negative comment, and you need to be able to subtract something from it. And all comments that are negative about your videos aren't going to have criticism in them. They're not going to have useful critiquing in them. And you need to be able to select the ones that do have useful information in them and use those to create better content overall. So once again, just to recap, age is a really subjective thing. You can start it when you're 12, you can start when you're 14, 80, it really doesn't matter. You just need to be able to take hate, and you need to be able to differentiate hate from criticism, and then also be able to take helpful things out of hate comments. And if you can't do that third one, that's fine. You'll eventually learn how to do that, but definitely know that hate is very, very, very prevalent on YouTube, and you might get it in the beginning. Alright, so with that topic covered, I want to go on to more of the hardware and software side of things. First of all, what you're going to need is a good computer. You cannot make HD videos on a freaking potato, on a peeled potato, or maybe you have like a potato skin, like maybe you have a fucking toaster oven, alright, and you want to use that toaster oven to make HD videos. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's just, it's not going to happen. You can't make videos if you don't have a good enough computer to make those videos. And that's really all I can say to you. If you don't have a good enough computer, you need to upgrade. You need to spend money. Personally, I spent around $1,000 on my whole setup, and it works perfectly fine. I'm going to be getting a new GPU soon, but that's besides the point. You need to spend about $1,000 on a computer. That'll get you a nice setup, and if you're going to be recording on consoles, then I suggest that you get something such as the Elgato, which is a sort of little capture device that you set up on your desk, and then you hook up all of your wireage into it, and then you can export that video file onto your PC and edit it. Now, besides having a good computer, you're also going to need a decent microphone. Personally, I recommend you go with a Yeti or a Blue Snowball if you don't have a lot of money. The Yeti if you have a lot of money to spend, the Blue Snowball if you don't. The Blue Snowball has a very, very, very great mic quality, and it's relatively cheap. I think they're selling for around $40 now, which is absolutely cheap, and the mic quality is very, very, very good for that price range. Now, in addition to having a microphone, you are probably going to want a microphone stand as well as a pop filter, because what I see a lot of times with smaller channels is that they don't have pop filters, right? And then all you can hear is right? So you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that popping noise on your microphone. It's just not good. I really feel like the pop filter is a necessity, especially if you have one of those mics that is vulnerable to that popping noise. You know, you're really, 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 really going to want to have a pop filter. It's going to massively improve your audio quality. And the mic stand, like I said, that's kind of an optional thing, although I really recommend that you get one just for the utilitarian aspect of it. You know, especially those ones that like clamp onto the side of your desk and you can sort of bring them in when you're recording, push them away when you're not. Those ones are a little bit more expensive. I just have a cheap $15 straight up and down stand, but you can go a little bit more elegant and a little bit more expensive if you want to. And the next thing isn't a necessity. It is if you are going to be doing horror games, Let's Plays of horror games, then you're definitely going to want this one. And it is a webcam slash face cam. And you're going to want to get a webcam slash face cam that can output in 1080p HD at 60 frames. If it can only do 30 frames and it's 1080p, you'll probably be fine. But I would shoot for 1080p 60 frames for a face cam. It's going to make your videos HD quality, and you're really going to need that for a competitive market such as gaming. And that brings me to another point, which is the oversaturation of gaming content here on YouTube. And that makes it a very, very, very competitive marketplace. You know, you're facing off with the little guys way at the bottom, and then you also have to compete with big-ass YouTubers like PewDiePie, Markiplier, YemiMash, Jacksepticeye. You've got all these big, established gaming channel YouTubers who you've also got to fight, you know, against. And really, the overall oversaturation of gaming content on YouTube makes it really competitive, and to kind of fight against that and to set yourself apart and draw in viewers, you're going to need to be unique. Now, I know Leafy recently, he just exploded, absolutely exploded, and that is because he is unique. You know, there weren't many YouTubers before him taking shots at other YouTubers, and I have to say, it is pretty entertaining. So you definitely want to be unique, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't go into gaming. Personally, my passion is gaming. That's why I made this gaming channel, is because I love games, I love gaming, I want to show you guys amazing games that are obscene and that nobody knows about, and I want to show you all of these things. I want to share my gaming experience with you guys, and if you also want to do that, that's perfectly fine, but you also have to be aware of the oversaturation, and you have to be aware that you are going to have to be competitive. Alright, so you've got all of the hardware to go ahead and editing. You've got your webcam, you want to start making horror videos, you have your microphone with your pop filter, you've got your boss-ass gaming setup, your gaming PC. Now, what sort of softwares are you going to need to make this whole YouTube thing happen? Now, for editing softwares, you're going to need something professional. And there are a lot of free editors that work perfectly fine. I don't know any off the top of my head because I personally don't choose to go with the free route. I choose to go pay premium, you know, get the best of the best, just so you can set yourself apart. And for paid editing softwares, I recommend that you go with Sony Vegas, Movie Studio, which I personally use, which is just a sort of dumbed down version from Vegas. It's overall the same exact program, except Vegas has a few more render settings and things of that sort. Adobe After Effects is also very good, but I really don't like the Adobe products because they're subscription based, and I really don't feel like dishing out $30 or whatever their subscription is each month. I really just want to be able to buy the whole program out. Now, what I'm going to say right off the bat here is do not use Movie Maker. Personally, I started off using Movie Maker, and you don't want to be... You do not want to be using a potato peeler editor like Movie Maker. get rid of it. If you're using Movie Maker, upgrade. Get something professional. It's going to make your videos look so good. And you know what? At the beginning, especially if you make the transition or you've never even touched a professional editing software in your life, it's going to be really difficult. You know, video editing softwares are not easy to learn how to use. When I personally got in a movie studio, it was really difficult. I didn't know what I was looking at. It was like I was trying to freaking operate a UFO or something. It was really, really alien to me. But over the course of a month, I actually learned how to use it, and I learned how to use it really well. Now, if you're using a professional and well-known software like Sony Vegas or Adobe After Effects, then there are so many videos on YouTube for you to learn that particular software. Also, a lot of editing softwares are going to come with help made from the developers of the software themselves. Go ahead, watch those if you have to. Just get used to your video editing software and chug on through it. I know at first it's going to be really hard and it's going to take you a long time to make videos, but you have to stick with a professional editing software. Now, the next thing you're going to need is a recording software or device. And the reason why I say device is because if you are recording on consoles, you can get something like the Elgato HD60, which will give you 1080p, 60 FPS footage that you can then use to go ahead and make content for your YouTube channel. You can also use the Elgato to record PC footage if you want to do that. And then there's also the option of going with a capture card for your computer. But arguably, the easiest way to go ahead and do it is just buy a desktop recorder. Personally, I use Mirrorless Action. I found out that it works perfectly for my needs. You might want something that does a little bit more. I know Action is a little bit limited in what it can do. It does have the option of live streaming, but the live streaming option isn't really that great. Personally, I think a great free editor is OBS. It's 100% free. You can stream with it, and you can also record footage with it. And I'm sure you could use the greatest resource of all, what you're using to watch this video right now, aka YouTube. You can go ahead and use it to look up some paid and or free recording softwares that you can use to make your videos. At the end of the day, though, it really doesn't matter what recording software you get. You just need to be able to output video in 1080p at 60 FPS. So I know what you're thinking right now. What the hell, man? I need all of this stuff to just make YouTube videos? I'm gonna have to spend $2,000 just to start making YouTube videos. What is this trash? What is it? It's freaking sorcery. It's warlockeryism. It's ridiculous, man. What is it? So, yeah, that's... it's pretty bad. Especially if you don't already have a gaming computer and a mic. It's gonna be really expensive for you starting out. And, you know, YouTube is a really expensive hobby. And it's so expensive, especially just to, you know, start off. It's so expensive, and you definitely need to keep that in mind when you are doing YouTube or are considering doing YouTube. Alright, so you've got your recording and editing software, you've got your beast hardware. What exactly are you going to need for your videos and your YouTube channel? Now, first of all, I'm going to say the most important thing for your YouTube channel is actually consistency. And this might seem relatively simple, but it is really, really important. You know, I see a lot of smaller channels emerging right now, and a lot of my friends who have started making YouTube videos, they're not consistent. You have to be consistent. Personally, for me, I upload videos every single day, with the minor exception of Saturdays sometimes at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you don't have to necessarily upload daily. You can upload 2 or 3 times a week, or even only 1 time a week, or maybe only 4 uploads a month. Whatever you want to do, but it needs to be consistent. It doesn't have to be so consistent to where you are uploading the same exact series on the same exact day at the same exact hour of every single week. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be that consistent, but you want to upload videos, whatever it be, at the same time every single day. Also, you're going to need HD content, like I said before. You're going to need 1080p. You could get away with 720p in 2015, but now that it's 2016, you really need that 1080p. You're going to need to be able to output video in either 30 or 60 FPS, and that depends on what games you're going to be recording and basically what you're going to be doing with your channel. Some things you don't need to push it up to 60, and some things, you know, you'll be fine with 30. Now, please note that you don't really necessarily need pro editing skills right off the bat. If you look at a lot of the bigger YouTubers, a lot of them don't actually have all that much editing into their videos. There are quite a substantial amount of larger YouTube channels that basically do Let's Plays or whatnot, and they only really ever use cuts and transitions, and that's perfectly fine. That is absolutely fine. You know, you don't need to have pro editing. You don't need to have editing at every freaking corner. It's just not needed. And if you can do that and you want to edit to your videos and it looks good, it makes your videos more entertaining, definitely go for it, but you don't need pro editing skills right off the bat. Now, your first few subscribers, I would say go with family members, go with friends. Get all of your friends and family to subscribe to your YouTube channel. Get them to share your first few videos on either Facebook or Twitter. Just get your friends and family to get your channel out there. I also recommend that you start up a Twitter and Facebook page and optionally a website if you have the money to buy a domain. Definitely put up a website, and if you have the time to make a website, definitely do that. That's a way to reach a larger audience and get more people into your videos. Another way to get your videos out there are forums. There are loads and loads and loads of forums out there where you can post your videos and be active in those communities. Now, I'm going to say for those forums, don't just go in and post your video. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to get you subscribers, nothing like that. You need to be able to go into forums, actively communicate with people. You need to give suggestions, and then people will give you suggestions. And you also need to be active on those forums. You need to be checking out other people's content on those forums. Don't just use it for self-benefit. Don't just go in there, post your videos every single day, and be done with it. Do not do that, because it's not going to get you anywhere. And also, another thing that I see happening, and it has died out a lot, actually, quite a bit, sub for sub. I don't really see it being a huge-ass problem as it used to be when it originally came out, but sub for sub is just a terrible idea. If you want to get a bigger subscriber count, then sub for sub is great for you, all right? I'm going to be quite honest in that respect. But for growing your channel and getting people to watch your videos, sub for sub does absolutely nothing. Do not do sub for sub. The people who are subbing to your channel and the people who you're subbing to, you don't want to watch each other's content. You're not even watching each other's content. You're just clicking that subscribe button, and often, you know, people subscribe to your channel and then you subscribe to them and then they just unsubscribe. So they get the subscriber. And it really, it's so dumb. Don't do it. And to wrap everything up, I'm going to go ahead and say the most important thing overall is hard work and dedication. You need to stay dedicated to your work. You know, initially, you might see a huge surge of views and a huge surge of subscribers from your friends and family, but eventually, that's going to drop down, and you're only going to be getting like a subscriber a week, and you're going to be scratching your head. You're like, oh, man, what am I going to do? How am I going to grow my channel? And you're going to be really discouraged. To be honest, you know, you're not going to want to make videos anymore. You're going to want to stop right then and there, but you can't. You got to keep going. If you give up and you're a quitter, you're never going to make it big. You got to keep going with it. You know, keep making content, keep getting yourself out there, stay engaged in the YouTube community as a whole, comment on other people's videos, be interactive, do everything in your power to get your channel out there and to grow and to create content. And with hard work, I spend about 1 to 2 hours every single day doing YouTube. Now, whether that be commenting to replies on my video or setting videos to upload and writing descriptions for those videos, all the way down to editing, recording, all of that good stuff, you know, overall content creation, I spend about 1 to 2 hours every single day. And then that number exponentially skyrockets on weekends. I'm spending about 6 to 8 hours every single day on the weekends making content for the rest of the week. And I do daily uploads, so if you do decide to only do 2 or 3 uploads a day, and then it will probably be a lot less frequent. You'll have to do a lot less work. But if you plan on doing daily uploads, that's kind of the workload for you. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I know it was really basic. I will go more in depth into things and start giving you guys tips and tricks on how to grow your YouTube channel if you do want to see that. And if you do want to see it, go ahead, hit me up with a comment below, and also leave a like if you guys would like to see some more tips and trick videos in the future. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead, leave a like, leave a comment, and please subscribe. It really helps out, and it really does mean a lot. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye!